On the Enoch Powell, there was a quote which pulled up there as you were talking, um, and it's about the slander, I suppose, that you see out in the culture, trying to create this new England, I suppose, not in the American sense. And the quote is, "They tell us we must be prepared to contemplate, in fact, welcome the alteration and alienation of our towns and cities. They tell us there is no such thing as our own people and our country." And for those who still finding it foul a bit radioactive, focus on the message, not the messenger. There was nearly 1 million people that come into the country last year. I'll bring Roger Scruton up, a less objectionable person. He wrote that if his grandchildren were to ask him, "Grandad, what is England?" he said, "I should think I would respond with, it was an idea that lasted about 1,000 years." Depending on how people take this conversation, it might be that, no, that's not true. We're not going down the Scrutonian route. England will endure. And yet it does seem that hangs in the balance, that unless we have some Catherine Birbal Singhs cloned and running our school system, and we don't have the activist types running our largest institutions and changing the culture, do you think England will endure as we know it?
As
we maybe know, not as we know. That was the problem. Making none of it.
Again, that's a very good question, because the England as we know it never endures. The England as Queen Victoria knew it, or as Edmund Burke knew it, those Englands have gone. Something of them remains, and it may be that something very important remains, but nevertheless, those Englands have gone, and our England will also inevitably go. The question is, I suppose, what can we and do we wish to preserve of it as permanently as we can, and can we do it? And I think the answer is that we can do it if we want to do it. Do we want to do it? That I'm not so sure of. I think that I don't believe the country, though, as I said, if China invades Taiwan, who knows what will happen. But I don't think the country, as it were, will collapse or disappear, but it will certainly change. And the question is, to what extent can we control that change or maintain it within the framework of our history, which has been in many ways a very enviable one, which many people have envied. Indeed, that's one reason why so many people come here. But I think it does need an effort, and probably a conscious effort, and certainly not an effort, a willingness to say to people, the country that you've come to live in is a terrible place, which persecuted your ancestors and never did anything good in the world, and now you're here. We don't really want you to integrate. We want you to be part of a minority, or of a set of minorities. Why should people want that? Well, some people make careers out of it. Some people see political advantage in that. But I think it's a view of society that will certainly cause us pain, and the possibility is, as we have seen in other countries, that it will lead to some sort of backlash of a sort that we would prefer not to have.